This video contains spoilers on Better Call Saul up through and including episode 9 of season 5. So viewers, please be warned. The spoilers are about to begin.
Nacho Varga. He wants out.
My father has nothing to do with this.
I think it's time we cut him loose.
I see no reason to give up an asset.
You got in with both eyes open.
My father didn't.
We take care of Lalo.
You have a gun to his father's head. That doesn't sit with me.
So Mike stepped up for Nacho. This is important on two fronts. One, I think this ultimately bodes well for Nacho. Or at the very least, I think it means that Nacho and his father will be safe from Gus. At this point, I can't imagine Mike being Gus's loyal servant in Breaking Bad, unless Nacho and his father remain unharmed by Gus, which is another important thing here, that Mike and Gus are still far removed from what their partnership will become. Something still needs to happen where the mutual respect between the two, the mere alliance of convenience, must ultimately transform into a deeper bond. I still believe Lalo will act as the unifying force here, and indeed, that Lalo is the key piece to everything that's happening. Meanwhile, Gus is aware that Bolsa is the one who intervened with Goodman collecting the $7 million. Bolsa apparently wanted Lalo to rot away in an American prison. Gus seems to fully understand Bolsa's motives, and I suspect that Lalo is perhaps onto this possibility as well.
Don't go to sleep yet. You gotta work on your story.
You must have a story. Car trouble. Yeah, broke down about 6 miles from the pickup site.
So Goodman and Mike sort out his story, and he uses that story with pinpoint precision on both Lalo and Kim. Lalo is set free, and he's off to visit Uncle Hector, and we learn that Tuco is 11 months away from being in charge, giving us a concrete timetable on where we are in comparison to the Breaking Bad timeline. Lalo is dropped off near the well, and before Nacho could pull away, Lalo summons his inner Sherlock Holmes. Lalo's mighty impressive detective work leads him to the discovery of Goodman's car, both hidden from sight and filled with bullet holes. Lalo is on to Goodman.
Sorry, you shouldn't do that. It upsets the fish.
Then I spent the afternoon at the courthouse with pro bono clients without Mesa Verde hanging over my head.
Tell me what happened. What happened?
Yeah, when you picked up the money.
All right, pro bono is wonderful. It is, but pro bono means no money. So what's the plan here?
Tell me again. Tell me again.
They put us on a road, and the road has good choices, and it has bad choices. This is a bad choice road.
Till death do you part.
Everything in this episode built up to the big showdown between Lalo and the newlyweds. And throughout this entire episode, Kim and Goodman both displayed an uncompromising loyalty and commitment towards one another. This started with Kim worrying as Jimmy's thoughts were on her and Water. They are both relieved to see each other. Kim becomes nurturing, Goodman becomes protective over the point of Lalo. Goodman is suffering from the mental anguish of the entire ordeal he experienced, and Kim seems to understand this all too well. Goodman is worried because he realizes that Kim is now in the game because of his loose lips, and Kim seems to suspect that Goodman isn't telling her the entire story. But in their own way, Kim and Jimmy are each putting the other's well-being at the forefront. Or are they? Who exactly are Kim and Jimmy each trying to convince? The other or him herself? While Goodman is concerned he inadvertently placed her in harm's way, he isn't very supportive of her decision to leave Schweikart and Coakley. In other words, if Goodman truly understood everything Kim was going through these last 2 seasons, he'd understand that distancing herself from Mesa Verde was probably a good thing for her mental well-being. In Kim's mind, she's doing exactly what's best for herself by quitting. In his own way, Goodman is looking out for what he believes should be Kim's best interests. But he's doing the same type of thing here that Kim always does to him, with her wishy-washy ability to recognize her invisible line of moral conduct. Goodman is trying to shape her priorities here, much like she often does with him regarding his line of moral conduct. Kim duly noted that she was, quote, supportive of his decision to become Saul Goodman, even if she didn't understand it. And speaking of wishy-washy...
Okay, what if I have the urge to not tell you something, but I tell you, and you don't like what you hear?
This isn't about our deal. I'm not insisting or forcing you to tell me. I just want you to know that I'm here. I just want to know what's going on.
I thought I should tell you.
I'm glad you did. I don't like this. I don't want you to do it. And you can tell me, okay? No judgments.
No judgments.
No judgments indeed. At this point in time, I think Kim is just so grateful Jimmy is alive that she is willing to play the long game to con him out of the information she knows he's holding back on. You can kind of see this when she's acting perfectly normal, all cozied up with him on the couch. It really feels like Kim is hustling Goodman here. She knows something horrible happened in the desert, but it also feels like Kim is going all in on who she wants to be, much like Jimmy has almost gone all in on Saul Goodman. But throughout the episode, even if they still do not fully understand what drives the other, they each exhibited a great abundance of devotion, loyalty, and love towards one another. And this all culminated when Lalo confronted the newlyweds. Jimmy was all about getting Kim out of that room. Protecting Kim was his primary objective. Kim verbally lashing out at Lalo felt like another hustle. My feeling is Kim assumed the worst had happened, which is why I think she's just so grateful Goodman survived it all. Kim's spirited defense was so strong that it felt like a hustle. She already knows Jimmy hasn't told her the full story. Kim is in kick-ass lawyer mode, she's in a zone, and she's ready to shoot down any and every argument Lalo throws her way. Her verbal defense is truly impregnable. Or is it? Kim's defense of Goodman wasn't especially convincing at all. Indeed, she looked a little shaken when Lalo mentioned bullet holes. Her criticisms of Lalo's organization, however, those were far more convincing. It's like when Kim got called out on her BS by both Acker and Rich, Kim is calling Lalo out here, and deep down, Lalo knows her criticisms of his organization are right on the money.
If you don't trust your men with your money, you have bigger problems than if you trust Saul Goodman.
So Lalo leaves because Kim made him realize that he has bigger fish to fry. Meanwhile, Mike had eyes and ears on Lalo, but he never pulled the trigger, suggesting he may have done so had things gone awry. At the end of the day, I still maintain Kim is the one thing preventing Jimmy McGill from going all in on Saul Goodman. To make the transition complete, Saul needs to be the one who rejects Kim. Goodman was terrified about Kim's well-being when Lalo was acting all threatening and being mean to the fish. I don't think Lalo confronting them was necessarily the last straw, but Goodman knows his last act as Jimmy McGill needs to be pushing Kim away. He must know this by now, but whether or not he has the fortitude to do so remains to be seen. Can't wait for the finale. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night.
Hey, look, don't feel bad. You can't win them all. That one? Sheesh. I thought for sure I was going to lose.
She's in the game now.
What? No, she's not in the game.
Law students are going to review the Goodman debacle as a teachable moment, so at least there's that.
Jimmy.
You don't see Lalo. I see Lalo, okay? I'm in the game, you're not in the game.
What? The game?
Ball in your hand? At the goal line?
Fumble.
I was worried about you.
And I'm worried about you. Kim, when I was out there.
I'm not going. I'm done.
You want to talk, we can talk, but Kim was just stepping out, so.
Nah, she could stay.
The only thing that kept me going was knowing that you were here. What about Nacho Varga?
If you don't trust your men with your money,
Ignacio? Yeah, sure. I mean, he's good for a lot of things.
you have bigger problems than if you trust Saul Goodman.
But with $7 million, a guy like that could get real dumb real fast, you know?
No, and don't think of all the kids you'll help learn what not to do when faced with underwhelming odds. It's so embarrassing. You'll probably have to change your name again.
I thought I should tell you.
I'm glad you did. I don't like this. I don't want you to do it. And you can tell me, okay? No judgments.
No judgments.
Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo? Who? Oh, thank God.
And someone way down here loses someone dear.
Till death do you part.
There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium.
You're done. You are done.